In Jiangcheng City, precisely at the Public Security Bureau, officers are interrogating a retired soldier named Xiao Bing. He is asked about the unit from which he retired, but he would rather not discuss it. Our protagonist is suspected of intentionally harming the son of the Z family's eldest member, who recently fractured one of his legs. The protagonist claims that the boy drove a car and ran into an elderly man, yet he continued to attack and harm the old man. Witnessing the incident, Bing was unable to remain impartial and gave him a lesson. The boy was attacking a helpless old guy. Suddenly, our protagonist emerged out of nowhere and smashed the boy's leg with his arm. The affluent boy is furious with Bing, and it is clear from his face that he is in a lot of pain. Because he messed with people he shouldn't have interacted with, more specifically very powerful people, he got arrested. However, that was not the entire point. One of the officers, named Chang Huayan, the director of the Jiangcheng Public Security, stands up and states that he also has a murder case in his file. The deceased is the leader of the Veloce district gang. Bing claims that he was the group's leader, and that he was in possession of illegal drugs, and that all he did were justifiable acts of defense. Officers have no choice but to arrest him because they can tell that he is winning the discussion. The officer is confident because he knows that evidence doesn't work around here, and Bing is messing with the wrong person. Bing tells him that while he respects individuals who uphold the law, he hates those who take advantage of it, like himself. He informs him that he can lock him up. Bing may be going to jail, but he will be going to hell. It's 3 days ago. We are in a place where we see guys causing a commotion in what looks like a restaurant. They were responsible for all of this damage because they are in charge of the area where the restaurant is located and had to pay a fee. The restaurant owners did not pay the fee, so they destroyed the business. On the other side, a woman is lying on the ground with severe chest pain, and her daughter is beside her with a worried expression. Bing appears with a military backpack on his back. He seems to have recently completed his military service. The girl asks who he is. In response, he says that he is his sister's comrade in army. The girl asks him if her sister is okay. He informs the girl that there is no time to consider her sister because her mother is in danger and must be rushed to the hospital. Unfortunately, she had been killed in battle. Su Peia, the most loyal comrade to Xiao Bing, had been sacrificed because of a traitor. Her last words were for Bing to take care of her family. They take his mother to the hospital. Bing's colleague arrives, and he instructs her to take care of both of them while he attends to business. He wants to pay blood debts with blood. If there is anyone hurting her people, he's gonna duke them out. His friend admires his killing aura. After all, he is the leader of dragon soldiers, and all he worries about him is his fate to be a female magnet. In the Dancing Phoenix nightclub, a party is going on. This is a discotheque where men and women seek the highest pleasure. A beauty will be laid on by so many desiring eyes. But there are occasional exceptions. Bing is surrounded by a number of boobs.
It should have been me, not him! It's not fair!
Girls are impressed by his muscles and want him to join them. However, he is an ungrateful motherfucker and demands they move because he is here to find someone. Suddenly, Bing's hand lands on the bottom of one of the girls, and it makes a clap sound. In the next scene, we see him sitting at the disco bar and ordering a drink. And we don't know what happened to him with the girls. No, we really don't know. 2 men approach Bing while he's enjoying a beer. They offer him magic powders, and you guys all know what the magic powder is. They work for Broken Finger. Bing can't believe that it is so simple to locate his target. He asks them if they drink alcohol. All of a sudden, he shoves the bottle of alcohol into the mouth of one of them, breaks his teeth, grabs his head, and hits it on the table. The other guy is very scared and tells him that he can't beat him because he works for Broken Finger. Bing asks him to take him to see his boss. He wants to know what kind of human being he is. He dares to charge protection fee at day and sells drugs in nightclub. It's 2 hours ago we can see a school. This school is the first high school in the city, the most prestigious high school in the country. The students who can attend this high school must either have the best grades or are from wealthy family. 2 students in the campus are talking about the girl in front of them. She's their campus beauty, Ye Yezi, the second daughter of Ye family. She is so beautiful. Seeing her with their 2 eyes, God really blessed them with good luck today. They really wish to talk to her, but they can't. Because she comes from a powerful family, She's always escorted and alone. She wants to go to the bookstore with her best friend, so she tells the bodyguards to stop following her. The bodyguards apologizing and refuse to do this. Because of these, he doesn't feel any freedom. Suddenly, she shouts that there is a sniper on that rooftop. She disappears and rids herself of the bodyguards. In order to escape from security guards, she changes her clothes. This is her first time wearing this type of clothing. A number of guys approach her. They are Broken Finger and his men, and it seems they are impressed by the girl's beauty. He suggests that she come with them and tells her that his Phoenix nightclub is the best in the area. But she refuses, she is just passing by. But as expected, these words are ineffective, and they try to go overboard with her. Broken Finger wants to kiss her. Yezi tries to slap him, but he grabs her wrist. She asks for help, but the Broken Finger says that no one will come to help her. He gets hit and is thrown on the ground. His guys go to help him. It's Bing. He asks the girl if she's okay. She is fine and introduces herself. Bing introduces himself as well. It looks like he can fight, so Yezi asks him a favor. She wants him to beat the Broken Finger. It's not a problem for Bing. Broken Finger men prepare to attack him. Meanwhile, Bing removes his shirt to reveal a muscular body covered in cool dragon tattoos. Honestly, this wasn't necessary. Seeing Bing's half-naked body impresses her and makes her blush. Damn it, this guy really has a magnet. I take back my words. Taking off the clothes was very necessary. Broken Finger orders his men to attack him. He begins to fight, and in an instant he has the men lying on the ground, but Yezi is still angry and asks him to hold Broken Finger for her. Bing does so. She starts to run, jumps, and lands on his balls. The girl thanks him for helping her and invites him to have a drink. Since she said it, it will be rude for him to say no, so he accepts her invitation. For now, he will accompany this lady, but he will surely return and settle the rest of this issue. He spent some time with the girl. They sit on a bridge and had a drink. Yezi really wanted to come to Riverside but never got a chance. She thanks Bing again for what he did. If he wasn't there, she would perhaps be bullied tonight. He tells her that even if he hadn't come to rescue her, she wouldn't be bullied, and that she doesn't have to thank him. Of course, we all know that this is not true, and if he wasn't there, those guys would her so hard. Bing notices Yezi's two bodyguards, who are watching them. The girl tells her that these are very annoying, and that she doesn't feel free because she was born into a wealthy family. She envies Bing. Everyone thinks that being born into a wealthy family will bring happiness. But they don't know that some people are raised like canaries in fancy cages. Everything is well arranged by her parents. She thought she managed to sneak out from them, but it turns out that she is still well protected by them. She just wants to be free. Bing asks the girl if she would like to fly. She nods her head. He asks her to give him her hand and fly with him. He grabs her arms and flies off with her. The bodyguards are surprised by the boy's ability to fly, and they pursue him. He continues to fly, and the girl feels even more liberated. She is impressed by his abilities and strength and how he held her and flied that high. He tells her that it's because she is light as a leaf. What a simp. It's a question for her if there are a lot of people like him. Bing's face becomes sad. She is concerned because she thought she asked something that just make him upset. He tells her that when he was in the army, there was a girl who was in his team. She refused to obey him, but she followed him around, and he always treated her as his soulmate. She didn't tell him that she liked him until she was dying. The taste of unrequited love is indeed painful. Bing asks her if she has anyone she loves. There are more than 1 billion people in China, but there might only be one person for her. And the man who is qualified to make her fall for him is not yet born. Bing was born as an orphan child with no talent and was only good at fighting. He was then selected for the army. He fought in the real battlefield and took the lives of countless enemies. He thought the sight of death had already become. It's still hard for him to forget his fellow soldier's death. Yezi says that she heard a woman's first blessing is to meet the man she loves, and she has done that. The second blessing is that the man she loves will remember her forever, and she had that too. The third blessing is to be able to live with the man she loves, but she doesn't get these. But she believes her life has no regrets. She lives a spot in Bing's heart, and asks him to let this lady live in forever. Now Bing feels much better. He thanks her. and asks her to come to Xiao Xiao Noodle Restaurant sometime and let him buy her a drink. She accepts it. In the private villa of Chang Huayan, director of public security, Huayan's phone rings. He is in bed with two chicks. He answers the phone and asks who the caller is and how he got his personal number. The caller does not introduce himself and just wants to report that Broken Finger is suspected of doing criminal activities. They conduct extortion, sexually harass innocent girls, as well as selling drugs in public places. In response, the director of public safety warned him that he would be arrested for defamation if he did not use his real name, and tells him that Broken Finger is a law-abiding citizen. It is evident that the caller is Bing, who immediately hangs up, discards the cell phone, and throws the phone into the trash. On the other hand, Broken Finger is talking on his phone in his apartment. He is concerned because he doesn't know who beat him, and he needs someone to investigate in order to find out who he is. He says that it's best if he starts searching from 18-generation child in Jiangcheng City, and if he can't attack him, attack the people around him first. Suddenly, someone calls him from behind. It's Bing. He asks Broken Finger with whom he is talking and why he's searching for him. He is confused as to how he found her and came here. It turns out that he has a hacker friend, and he did this with his help. There is enough material in his house that he could die 10 times from having this much drug. He claims that they are flour, and asks Bing why he is troubling him. He had dared to smash the noodle shop of the Su family to collect the protection fee. The eldest daughter of Su family asked Bing to take care of her family before she died. He destroyed all the efforts made by Su family, and her mother was almost killed by a heart attack, and yet he sells drugs. Broken Finger tells that he is sorry and will do whatever he says. Bing throws a knife on the ground and asks him to kill himself. He, with a scared expression, picks up the knife and attacks Bing. But he kills him with one strike. The following day, they are given the results of the Su family's mother, who had a heart attack. Doctors have found a tumor inside her body, but there is nothing to worry about, and it can be removed with a small operation. But unfortunately, the doctor was only comforting the patient. The doctor wants to tell them the truth. Both the girl and Bing are shocked. She's in the late state of pancreatic cancer. The success rate is not high. Even if the operation is a success, she may at most live for 2 more years. He asks the doctor if there is no way to save her. The doctor tells them that unless Finger Zhang doesn't take charge of the operation, they can't do anything. He is a great doctor in the Chinese medical field. With his knowledge, the operation will have 70 to 80% of success rate, and if the operation is successful, she may live more than 2 years. However, he has been retired for a long time and is currently living in the capital. Surprisingly, he is Bing's friend, so Aunt Lee can be saved. By the way, guys, if you don't remember, Aunt Lee is Su Pei's mother's name. They return to Aunt Lee's side, and she tells Bing that she talked with Xiao Xiao, and they are short of staff in the shop. She offers him a salary of 5,000 yuan and wants to hire him. But he wants to help without a salary. He has learned some noodle techniques with Su Pei, and it will definitely help. She decides to entrust the restaurant to him. She is also worried about her daughter, Peia, and asks him about her. Bing lies that she should be doing the task that is given by the army. He wants to wait until she recovers. Then he will tell her the truth. The Peia's sister tells him that for the sake of taking care of her mother, she will let him stay, but warns him not to mess with her sister's things, and not to do anything weird. In the VIP ward of the same hospital, a beautiful girl with green hair shows up. She is here to visit the same boy whose leg was broken by Bing. If you remember, she was there when this happened. She is Ye Xinyi, the prettiest girl in the city, and the eldest daughter of the Ye family. The rich boy becomes elated. He is Zi Gucheng, son of the Zi family. His parents are with him. He is so glad and thinks that since she came to visit him in personal, then he is an important person in her heart. The girl converses with the boy's father, whom she has known for a long time. The father asserts that his son is not responsible for what transpired with Xiaobing. That day, Xinyi even tried to frighten him by mentioning powerful surnames, but he did not care. The father of the boy is eager to teach a lesson to whoever did this to his son. The girl coquettishly tells the boy that her father has just returned from Europe. He's not so well, and she has to go back to take care of him. She asks him to take care of himself, and when he recovered, she will treat him personally to make amends. As the girl leaves, the father starts yelling at the boy. The father of the boy doesn't like Ye Xinyi at all, and tells that if it wasn't for the fact that the Ye family's wealth is worth half of the city, he would have slapped her in the face. The mother of the boy tells the father that if he doesn't break the person who harmed their son into a piece, and doesn't get revenge for their son, she'll divorce him. There are many people waiting to see Z family's jokes. If they do nothing after this adventure, then everyone could do the same for them. He wants to use this incident to show the whole city that the Z family is not easy to provoke. The next day at the noodle restaurant, Bing assists in preparing noodles. He will temporarily help Auntie Lee as a store manager. The employees of the restaurant introduce themselves to him. The new manager is surprisingly young and handsome. They get together to familiarize. After 3 days, the shop was finally opened. Bing then went to the airport to pick up his friend Finger Jiang, who came to treat Li Chunlan. However, at the same time, Sue's mother, Li Chunlan, had another problem in the hospital. They wanted to release Aunt Li from the hospital. Bing wonders why they are throwing them out of the ward. Is it because they aren't paying the fee? However, this is merely the result of a dirty game. He tells Mr. Jiang that it looks like something's wrong over there, and he'll go check it out. Peia's sister explains that they are asking her mom to leave the hospital and rest at home. But the doctor said this morning that her mom should continue her stay at the hospital for further observation. The hospital director and the father of the rich boy who is standing behind her suddenly enter the room. The hospital director made this decision. The father of the rich boy introduces himself to Bing. Bing is sorry for causing trouble to Aunt Li and asks her daughter to take care of her, and he'll handle the issue. She asks Bing not to get involved in this, and they can go to another hospital. The father of the rich boy has a lot of connections, and he will use these, so no hospital in the city would dare to take her in. He can deal with her if she is away from the city. Bing can't tolerate when people dare to harm his family or friends, but it means nothing to Zilun. This makes Bing look at him with a look full of anger. This look makes him fall to the ground and wet himself out of fear. He asks the director to throw him out. The director angrily asks the nurses to call security. This is a public hospital, and it's a place for the people. Despite this, the hospital's director did not wish to keep her. He believes that this is his hospital, and it's his choice what he will do. According to Bing, if he is the director and does something wrong, or if you violate his conscience, he will be punished. He wonders who will punish him. Meanwhile, Mr. Jiang asks him his name. He recognizes him and is surprised to see him. He was fortunate enough to attend the Huaxia Medical Forum 2 years ago, when Mr. Jiang was on the podium. He is the most important person in the medical field in the country, and he is always learning things from him. Mr. Jiang sarcastically says, "What did you learn from me?" He is angry that he has used power for personal gain, oppressed others, and treated the sick as some kind of child's play. The fear is visible in his face. He suspends the director from his position. He will inform the board members of the Huaxia Medical Association of his actions when he returns to the capital. He gives the excuse that Z is one of their major entrepreneurs, who has donated a lot of money to the hospital before. But these words are ineffective, and Mr. Jiang orders his bodyguard to throw him out. He tells the rich guy that he doesn't want to know about his business or power, but now he is in a hospital and asks him to leave. Before leaving, the rich man threatens Bing that he and his friends will live in misery as long as they are in town. After hearing these words, Bing gets angry, beats him, and throws him next to the ex-director. The subaltern of the rich guy also attacks Bing, but as expected, he throws him next to his boss with one punch. A martial artist's state can be divided into 3 stages: the vital, the forged, and the enlightened. The vital is the elementary stage of martial arts. People who reach this level would practice QI, and they are superior to ordinary people in terms of physical strength and toughness. When a person reaches the forged stage, the strength of their muscles and bones will be drastically increased, and they can easily smash tough bricks in one strike. But the enlightened is the true stage for masters of martial arts, and people in that stage would be far superior than ordinary people in terms of strength. There are likely no more than 5 of these enlightened in the city, which makes them even more exceptional. Realizing how powerful Bing is, the rich man decides to go to the Queen of the Underworld, the Queen of the North, Peony Fairy. Mr. Jiang already became the best in the world, and because of this, that's not much challenge in the medical field. Also because of his quirky personality, he has never treated anyone in the past 2 years, except for the invitation of his friend Xiao Bing. After the diagnosis, Li Chunlan's operation was scheduled after 2 days. In Su Xiaoxiao's house, she discovers a box and is curious as to its contents. When she opens it, she sees a photograph of her sister, and she realizes that her sister has passed away. Bing intended to tell her later, but she is blinded by grief and insults him so much. He explains the story to her, but she doesn't believe him. In spite of this, he gives her the letter he left behind before passing away, and she comprehends the situation. Bing hugs her and tells her that even though her sister is gone, but he will continue to protect her. She pushes him away, and she's angry because she found a women's underwear in his suitcase. He gives an excuse that it is not his, and her sister gave it to him. He has to take care of the things she left behind, but there is another one with a different size. In response, he stammers that collecting this thing is not illegal. With a disgusted face, she wonders if they are original. She throws him out. His image is completely ruined, but he can't blame anyone else for it. She takes off her clothes and takes shower. After she comes out of the bathroom, faces with Bing. She thinks he is here to steal her underwear. But he has no plan to steal her underwear, and he just came here to use toilet. But she accuses him of seeing him staring at her underwear. Suddenly she slips and falls on top of Bing. She starts to scream.